you know what I think's missing is teamwork. They don't seem to act like a team.
No team.
There's no sense of a team, is there?
No.
There's a lot of individuals, and I don't think the style helps. The 4-5-1 or whatever it is. Don't think that helps. And it's almost like he's come in and said, right, this is what we're going to do: get organised, win a few games. But he's forgot how to actually structure a team, and you don't ever see any passing or any football or any moves. You know, let's be honest, we're just about Baines and Pienaar. Baines and Pienaar, you can rely on that all day long, and everyone knew it, but no one knew how to stop it. And we don't have many partnerships. No partnerships in the team. There's no, you know, every single week, Seamus has got someone different in front of him. Or
but it's similar. You see, it's like it's off the cuff.
Yeah.
And again, you know, I'll go back to Swansea, who were bottom of the league, and they came to our place. Now, if you were a neutral, you just walked in and sat down, you'd think Everton were in one.
Yeah, they were great.
Well, you know, Sigurds, you know, you'd have him tomorrow, wouldn't you?
The front three.
Yeah, but when balls are coming into you, and you know, there's a defender come towards you, you know you can knock it round the corner. Swansea were knocking it round 1 and 2 touch, going basically the full length of the pitch and having a shot, and I'm thinking, this is Swansea coming to our place. And we can't get the ball off them, and they look more organised.
We don't have an identity, because we're still stuck. We're trying to get away from the Martinez thing, but we've still got Moyes players in the and Koeman hasn't nailed anything down, so we don't have an identity at the club whatsoever. Now, whether he's waiting for these new players to come in so he can go, right, from today we're going to start this pressing thing, because it's almost like he said, you can't press, so we're not going to bother. That's
but it's like he's given 2 or 3 a chance, and I'll play this system. Oh, that hasn't worked, and then I'll bring another do. But we're losing games, and we're dropping points, and it's just. I mean, I don't know where we'll be in January, to be honest, to the track plays. And God forbid when we play Leicester, you know, in the cup, you know, you can be out of 2 cups by January, and then you're thinking, you know, is that the season over?
I think it's worse than that, though. I think we're losing the crowd. I think we're losing, you know, the optimism we talked about. That's way gone. But we're also now beginning to question certain people. You know, we're questioning the new investor.
People are
we're
questioning the manager.
The manager. You know, we question players, whether they're good, bad, or whatever. We question them. But we're disenchanted now with the whole thing. And that's really sad, because, as we've said before, we've only got so many years to get back.
Oh, yeah.
And we're losing this now. So let's go to the winger then. Jerry. He's one of your favourites. No,
I'm honestly been so disappointed. I really have. And as I say, you know, they go on about his fitness levels. We said over, I think it must have been 12 months ago, we said, I can't believe that when he has 2 runs, he looks absolutely knackered. And that'll be sorted. You know, he's a young kid. He's a young kid, and he'll come on. He goes away and plays for Spain. Happy days. Yeah. So again, you know, over there it's totally different. Obviously, and it's under 23s. But I mean, it'll be every 10 minutes. Give us the ball. I'll have a run, and then I'll go missing. You can't do it over there. You've got to really be fit. Get out there. And I keep saying to you, why is Messi and Ronaldo and all these players world class? Because they work the socks off.
It's you know, not Aguero, just that one, though,
you know, but it's not just the quality. They want to do it. And I looked at him again on Sunday. He's on his own. He comes, and I'm thinking, he's only been on 10 minutes.
My biggest problem with Deulofeu is he's not prepared to get hurt for the cause. And that's my biggest problem with him. He throws himself down and he throws his arms up.
Yes, the Onyx.
And what I say, it's really annoyed me, the whole Balassi thing. I really like Balassi. A couple of goals we scored from the one at City and the one against West Ham.
He threw 2 crosses, I'm telling you. He threw 2 crosses in on Sunday. If Aguero was playing, we were 2 up. Yeah.
Big dump.
And again, I don't want to keep saying, oh, you know, you've got to get in there and get a bit of clarity on you. And you know, I don't want to keep picking on Lukaku. I keep saying about Lukaku. Lukaku should be the biggest bully in that league. You know, okay, you're not all made like Duncan Ferguson. I mean, a big heart, and he'll go in and have a battle and clatter. But what I'm saying to you, if you get a ball played in between the goalkeeper and the back 4, and you're 6 yards out, and you can't go. Have you ever seen Lukaku slide? Have you ever seen him do a flying header?
We'll come to that.
You know, Alan Shearer has actually broke records by getting bangs on his head. I think the last time he headed a ball with a challenge was West Ham away, when he got banged in the head because he couldn't see the defender. He scored a great header, and then it was
going back to Balassi.
Oh, sorry.
And Deulofeu. But Balassi, for me, there's a couple of goals we scored this season where he's been selfless in creating goals. The one against West Ham and the one against Man City. Deulofeu doesn't have that in his locker, and that's his biggest thing. And that's why I can't warm to him, because I can't. If he's not prepared to put everything into Everton Football Club and creating things, then I'm not interested in him. He's got no heart at all. No heart. It's all about him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And even you talk about people like Messi and Ronaldo, whether it's about them or the club, do you know what it's all about? I mean, Messi gets kicked up and down, and I'm not comparing Messi to Lefebvre, but you know what I mean? The very, very best players are prepared to be kicked all day long.
No, but again, that's why he'll never be a top player, and that's why, again, he thinks he's a top player. So you know, this is down to the manager, and you keep saying over Martinez. Martinez, you know, brushed his ego, and you've heard him on social media and this, that, and yeah. Go out and do it on the park. And that's what he does. We used to say about certain players, you know, I've never lost my temper a lot with the youth players, but I mean, you know, you can do, but it's trying to emphasise to them. You know, when you've played 300 or 400 games, then you can start acting like big time Charlie. He does it when he's been on for like 10 minutes, hasn't done anything, does a cross, goes right to the goalkeeper, and again, you know, no one has a go with him, saying, you know, pull your finger out, what do you do? Get the crossing better. There's no communication having a go. And I keep saying, if someone has a go at you, it doesn't mean that he hates you. What he's trying to do is to benefit you to play better, but for the better of the team. And then if someone doesn't do it, that's when you can start saying, right, you're going to get a ook in 10, 15 minutes, you know, if you don't start doing it. But all it does in games at Goodlass, because there's not enough leaders, it just drifts the game. Then we end up 1-0 down or whatever, and the game's gone. And then we'll do the last 10 minutes where the crowd and everyone it involves. But it's down to the manager and the players. You know, you're priding yourself to go out and say, I'll tell you now, at half-time, I'm not getting the ook at half-time. You know, I'll go out and show. And as you say,
can I just stop you for a second?
No.
You know why you were you know why you were talking? Your beard's growing physically.
Is it? Thanks, David.
So tell them about your cause.
Oh, we'll do it at the end.
We'll do it at the end.
Well, it'll be like Santa Claus by the time we finish.
Well, that's good.
It's still with the... I'm sorry.
Right.
Is that under a few quid off you then? That'll do me.
I'm glad to support it.
Good donation off him.
I'm glad to support this.
Nice
and I have to say, I'm very sorry that Barry couldn't join us today. Does he have a sick notice for some reason?
Is he busy?
Got better things to do?
No, but Barry said, I won't get a word in. I'll leave it to Ped.
I wonder why that would be.
So that's Gerard Deulofeu done anyway. I mean, mention Balassi there. I mean, that for me is a massive loss, Balassi. No matter what anyone thinks, you know, a lad who's provided that many assists, and I think he provides energy as well into the side that just doesn't have any.
I think he enjoys being here. I think he realises this is a good chance for him, and if it wasn't for his price tag, I think we'd think of him as a lot better. I think he's made a great contribution so far. It's just that it's 30 million. They question what you get for 30 million.
No, but I think everyone. I mean, can you say who's played the season up to now? There's only one in my estimation. Is it this again?
Yeah,
all the rest are like really below the bar. You know, you as you said before, very optimistic start of the season. Great start for us, and then all of a sudden, what's happened with all the players?
Can I ask you about someone who's gone missing?
Come on.
Kone.
Who?
Yes. Where is he?
Well, I think he's in the house. He's watching this. No, well, he's another one. You know, we're paying wages, and where is he? I mean, there's a lot we said before over. I mean, I don't want to use the word dead wood. I mean, for professional footballers, but I just think there's a lot I've got to go. I mean, they're not good enough for the club. I think they're picking up wages. Injuries you can't legislate for. I mean, I wouldn't knock any professional footballer getting injured. But I mean, again, it's your pride if you're just hanging on to pick money up. You know, everyone wants to play on a Saturday. If it's not happening, you go. I mean, you know, that's one of the reasons, you know, you sort of sign for clubs is that you want to play football. And you know, we've got too many, I think, that haven't got pride in themselves
what do you think about the way
to kick the manager's door and say, I want to play?
Yeah, what do you think about the way in which we've treated Nias?
Well, I think what Koeman said, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. And again, whether you like any player, you shouldn't say, it was virtually, if he breathes, he's not going to play for Everton. And take the under-23s out of the equation. You know, you keep saying, well, he'd done it against whoever in the under-23s when he got the hat-trick. You're saying that to all the kids. You know, it's a bad league. You know, we were talking about it the other week over Central League. I mean, I still think the standard will never get back to the Central League, but I think it's got to be more competitive. It really has. But if Nias is going in there, you're paying the wages. Is he that bad? You know, I seen the finish. You see the finish the other day against Southampton? Lovely finish. And all you're saying to a striker, you know, if the ball's not sticking, but you want the ball and you get a chance or two chances, stick one away.
Yeah.
So I can't believe how he's totally bombed them out. But as I say, it's the manager's decision. But
I think you should treat people with respect.
No, definitely.
Even if he's not good enough.
Well, he
should be treating the lad with
he's
respect.
not coming in at 5 o'clock in the morning. He's not fighting on the training ground. He's not doing this, that, and the other. He's not a bad apple. But it's just that he's made a decision, and I don't know if he's trying to be flippant, to be honest.
He did get locked up or something that last year.
And they've picked up on it. But he's just been, bombed out, for a better word. And I just think for any professional that must be heartbreaking. But looking at himself, he should get out in January because I mean, you want honesty at any club between a player and a manager. And if he says, obviously you're not going to consider me for first team football, I'm going, and Everton should let him go and try and get as much money as they can for him. But it's a really, it's a poor situation, as I say, when we're crying out for strikers. We really are, to support Lukaku. And you're looking at Valencia, who couldn't get in West Ham's team when they had 5 injuries.
What about the lads that are on loan as well? We've got Hennon. Where's he now?
Well, he's still at the club. No, he's at the club.
No, he's at the club.
Where's Rodriguez now?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I tell you what,
Tarashai is one. Tarashai is probably one that you would think, why didn't you just keep hold of him and just see what happened rather than just... Because Koeman made quick... goes back to the arse. He's made very quick decisions. And now they're coming to bite him on the arse because we haven't got the squad. And Tarashai, I think he scored a couple of weeks ago in the Bundesliga. So he can't be that bad.
No, but as you say, I think when a new manager comes in, you want your own players. But I think he's been too quick to discount.
Because he hasn't got any of his own players.
Exactly.
Like
he's just gone. None of them. And even with McCarthy and all, he wants them out because the Martinez is signers. But you go like that. Well, if they're decent, or give them a go till January or the end of the season. But he seems to discount. So that's what I'm saying. We haven't got the biggest squad anyway. So the more that you discount it, the less it is.
Let's say we get rid of 6. That's a nice number.
Well, let's just finish the squad off.
Oh, who else is there?
Well, Valencia. Well, I mean, I thought Valencia's done okay in the last couple of games.
No, he looked lively Sunday.
I think he knows.
Well, would you play him up top at Watford?
Because I play 4-4-2 every week, and I play him up front.
So you're playing with Lukaku?
I would, yeah.
Who's your 2 wide players?
Well, there's only 2 wide players at the moment, isn't there? Morales and Deulofeu. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's.
So you wouldn't have Lennon then?
No, I think no.
So who are you putting in the middle?
It's at Watford, you know.
So who are you putting in the middle then?
Centre midfield, well, Barry and Garner at the moment. But there's room in there, I think, for Ross, and obviously Tom Davies. Listen, I'd play Tom Davies and Garner if I could. If I could.
But you think he'll go there for a point? Because with Arsenal, Liverpool, if we don't get none out the Watford game.
Oh,
Arsenal on the Tuesday.
You've got to go for a win.
Of course you have.
You've got to go to Watford.
Yeah, but it's like anything. You can say we're going to do this, that, and the other, but then you see the line-up and you think, hang on, that 5 in midfield. You think, no. So it keeps going back to being positive, and I don't think we were positive enough against Man United.
Just to top the squad, I mean, Lukaku. I mean, it's hard to criticise him because of his goals. But then you watch him play and you think, it's not that hard to criticise him. But is it just because of the...
Well, the ones who like him will say he's not getting enough chances. And the ones who don't like him say he's lazy.
Yeah.
And he won't run channels and he won't do this. You got Martial, you got Rashford who come on, who will run lost causes, make bad balls, into good ones.
So what would you get for him then? What do you think nowadays?
Well, I don't think we'll get anywhere near 60 million. I think the agent keeps coming out Juventus and all that. But the only way we'd keep Lukaku is if we played well this season and then try and get another 12 months out of him. But I think his body language sometimes is thinking, what am I doing here?
He's gone.
And exactly, so at the end of the season, but
he wanted to have a good season. So
well, if we get 60 million for him, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
But he needs a good season for us to get the 60 million.
Totally right. Well,
is he a 4-4-2 player? Does he need a strike partner? Because I think he does.
He looks comfortable, Ped, all day long. Even when Coney, they were playing up top, and if he said hand on heart, would you want some around you? He'd say yeah, because he's not the most physical. As I say, he's like an heavyweight boxer. He's like Frank Bruno, but never used it. Frank Bruno should have been world champion for 10 years, but God love him, lovely fella, but never had the devilment of a Mike Tyson. So when you look at Lukaku, again, he's never going to be a Duncan Ferguson. But you've got to say to him, look, mate, you've got to start running now. You've got to start, there's games where we've got to dig in and you've got to pull your finger out. And I don't think there's enough on there who are telling him.
I went to a function on Friday and that featured 2 great Everton number 9s. True Everton number 9s. Bob Latchford, who...
Hang on, Bob, let's
you supplied a few balls to him, and Graham Sharp, right? And I think Lukaku is grossly overrated. He could only hope someday to be as good as Graham Sharp, because I think Sharpie was an outstanding Everton footballer, the kind of centre forward we've not had since Graham Sharp. In all honesty,
but you see, he had Andy Gray, who got the Devon. Sharpie when he first comes to the club,
Adrian Heath as well.
It was a little jock from obviously Scotland. Comes down, lovely lad, good player. But when Andy Gray come, Sharpie never used to shut up then, and it was like, what we're going back to Lukaku. He rubbed off on him in the best possible way. Out to have that little thing, and Sharpie ended up where he'd clatter you late. He'll do things like the centre half used to do to him.
A proper centre.
Well, yeah, but great goal scorer, David. Good touch. We always say, Joe Royle always used to say, when we used to say, you've got a good touch, Joe, for a big player. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just to wind them up. But with Sharpie, this is what we haven't got for build-up. Sharpie could hold the ball up, knock it off, he'd turn. With Lukaku, he hasn't got that. The
difference is Graham worked hard.
Yeah.
Every game he worked hard.
But that's what I'm saying about lost causes. Well,
again, does that go back to what we were talking about earlier about being able to disappear in the formation? Because if
maybe it is, but I don't think we ever saw Graham Sharp disappear.
No, but if you
he
see,
would always put himself around.
Yeah, but he was always available for the ball. If the ball wasn't coming to you, which you said to me before, whether you're a winger, why are you passing to me? 3 times on Sunday, Bainesy was free and they never passed the ball. Well, if that was me, I'd go off my cake. Now Bainesy again, nice lad, and I'm going, why didn't he play? He should have screamed at him and said, give us it. So once you use it as a dummy, but don't keep doing it.
What my point is with Lukaku, I don't think he's one of us.
Well,
he's not an Everton player. He's not one of us.
Well, all right, then is he? Would you compare him? Because this is the player I always compare him to, Gary Lineker. Is he more of a Gary Lineker than a Graham Sharp? Is he someone who physically he looks like he should be a big strapping centre forward, number 9? But I think he's more of a Gary Lineker. I think he's more of a tapping it.
No, yeah, but Lineker again, the runs that he made. But as you say, he's not one for build-up play. He's one, as you say. Like Alan Clark, a sniffer. Anything there, he'll be in there. He never scored fantastic goals, Lineker. But I'll tell you what, a great goal scorer, exactly. Yeah. So when you look at him and you look at a montage of his goals, they're not like 25-yard screamers.
No. And of course, Lineker had that pace.
Yeah, but similar with Gerd Muller. Gerd Muller used to be the same. Jimmy Greaves used to be. Jimmy Greaves had silky skills as well. But if you look at some of their goals, it's anticipating where the ball is. And a goal's a goal whether you're whacking him from 30 yards or 2 yards. There's no difference. But I think with Lukaku again, he wants it on a plate. I mean, and I'm not saying you need blood coming down your head.
What's Lukaku going to be like when he's 28, 29?
Well, we keep saying it's a bit like Ross, isn't it? Is he going to fulfil his potential? And he has scored goals. I mean, he's our leading goal scorer. And I know the question always gets to back, where would we be, Ronny, without his goals? But I feel like saying, well, if we had Aguero, we would be better. And that's all I keep saying to the likes of Lukaku, work harder, lad, and you'll get more goals, you'll get more chances. But that, again, is down to the manager. But we used to say, even on the pitch, with lads in the team, you didn't have a manager by the time you got in at half-time. You used to self-do it on the pitch. Yeah. What are you doing? How many tackles have you won? Why haven't you got the ball? That's all doesn't happen for me in this present-day team. And the more you looked at it on Sunday, if Man United turned up with that team, we should have beat them. I was disappointed. It ended up where over 90 minutes again, we haven't put it together for the whole 90 minutes, and it just seems to be, let's get 15 minutes from time. Let's have a go. Yeah. We'll end up with a point. Happy days, and you think no.
So let's go back to the gist of this then. So we're getting rid of one of the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're getting a new goalie.
We're getting a new goalkeeper, but in order to make room, we've got to get rid of one. We're getting rid of one of the centre halves.
Well, I think yeah, because again,
to make room for the new one.
For the new one, yeah.
Right.
If you want to improve for that.
Are we getting rid of Oviedo?
Yeah.
Right. We're getting rid of Tom Cleverley.
Yeah.
No offence, Tom, but you're gone.
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Lennon.
Lennon.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Gibson.
Coney, wherever he is.
McGeady.
Coney.
McGeady, wherever he is as well.
Wherever he is. Is that about it?
He's Preston and
Is that about it at this time?
Well, even Delafeu, I don't think Delafeu showed the last 12 months, but you see, it's this weird potential all the time. You know, you could be saying for the next 10 years, he's scoring for fun for Spain, but, you know, he promises to do well. You know, he might do a step over, he might get, you know, a ball played, and you're thinking, let's do it for 90 minutes. Let's see what you like over 90 minutes and be consistent for the next game, the next game. But all the time you look at him, you just think, in his head, he thinks I've done enough.
Is there an argument that if we were to get a complete spine, so goalie, centre-back, centre midfielder, and another centre-forward, that some of these players, not the ones we just talked about then, but some of the other players would
respond to it.
Yeah, respond to that. And also, because I think this is the big thing more than any other player, is the shape. The shape is wrong.
Yeah, well, I'll throw one at you. Would you get Troy Deeney up with Lukaku?
I've said this before, Ron. I can't have players called Troy at Everton. I'm sorry.
No, we'll call him
Deeney.
We'll call him Deeney.
Can't have a player called...
Just leave
David's looking at me like I'm saying something...
What's wrong with Troy?
I can't have a Troy at Everton.
Do you know someone?
No, I can't.
He didn't like the film.
Next we'll be
having... He never got the part.
Next we'll be having Hercules and all the rest of it.
No,
so you think on his shirt he'd just have Troy on his back of his shirt?
Brad Pitt got the part and he hates Troy. He hates the name of Troy.
Could have been me.
No, but Troy Deeney and Lukaku, he'd make Lukaku play. He's got that development in him. He will move, I think. Watford, someone will come in for him. And
I'll tell you what. If you were offered Troy Deeney or Shane Long, who would you take?
I'd take Deeney.
So I like Shane Long.
No, Shane Long for pace and all that, but Troy Deeney would get, I'll tell you, in a £1 million question, he'd get the best out of Lukaku, because he'd have a go at him. I'll tell you now, all day long. And he's a character where you think, you know, again, it's like, you know, we were talking about Bowley before, you know, the thing. Bowley was the same. He'd make you play and he'd shout at you. As soon as he shouted at you, Lukaku, I'll tell you now.
But I think Lukaku's time with Everton's 6 months. You know.
Yeah, but I'd have Dean anyway, just to bring him in anyway.
Yeah, just to bring him in. Yeah, but I think he's a lost cause, Lukaku. You've got 6 months out of him. So I wouldn't be building a team around him, because he's gone.
No, yeah, you're right.
You know, he's gone. We should be looking beyond Lukaku.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying with Deeney. If Lukaku does go, but the first thing I said about when Koeman said about he needs to improve Lukaku at another club, a bigger club, which he was trying to say. So you said, I'd have said to him, if you want Barcelona to come in for you, get us 30, 35 goals this season, and you can do what you want. We'll get the money that we want for you, and then, you know, no problem, and get 2 top draw strikers.
Come the end of December, where we go? End of December, first week of January. At end of December, is it Hull away? That's the middle of the season, right? Yeah. What position are we going to be in? Let me just finish.
Go on.
It's the AGM. Early January.
So should we be positive?
Is Mashiri going to show up and tell the sprinklers with decisions about the new ground, the budget, etc.? Are we still going to be in the FA Cup?
Put his hand up then.
No, he'll have to wait. Are we still going to be in the FA Cup? And what kind of transfer window are we going to have? I'm Baz in disguise here. I'm sorry.
Baz doesn't get this many words in with me.
They're not bad questions, don't go.
Well,
can you remember half of them?
I've said this to you before.
Where are we going to be?
I think the first week of January for me, if he hasn't pulled 3 signs out the bag, because we need them no matter what. And even if the stadium as well, there's got to be an update on the stadium, because fans, well, I don't know where we're going to be at the end of December, because of obviously the games we've got coming up now. If he doesn't pick the fans up, I think a lot of fans will say all that good faith and all that hope on the Koeman and Mashiri, that will just go away. And that's the biggest problem the club face.
Yeah, but I was going to say, when you were looking forward to 2017, it's like an anti-climax, isn't it? You know, there'll be no players in. Is Bramley Moore going to get disclosed? What's happening? But the longer you leave things, it just festers. And then again with players. Players want to know that. Yeah. You know, how are you going to attract them to Everton? Are they going to move ground? It'd be, you know, really happy days for everyone. But if you want to sign top draw players, they go, well, they don't know whether to be at Goodison in 2018. They don't know the long-term solution. They want me to sign a 4 or 5 year contract. And it just gets out of that. And you've just said over the 2 African Cup of Nations players, only Blassie because he's injured, but Adrissa Gueye, we haven't got that squad. You know, you keep trying to emphasise it, and it's not good enough. And you know, the more you try and be positive, I mean, the Swansea game for me, if we can't go out there after getting absolutely mullered against Chelsea, and when you draw 1-1 at home against Swansea, that tells you, all's not right.
I'm still a great believer in Mr. Mashiri, that he's going to come through. So I think my prediction would be on New Year's Eve, we're going to be in the lower half of the league. We're going to be low 10th, which is unacceptable, as you know, because I honestly believe that a good manager, no matter what he has available to him, makes the most of the resources available to him. They may not be ideal, but you make the most of it, no matter what business you're in. And we don't have a bad squad. Seriously, we don't have a bad squad, and they could be doing a lot better than what we're doing now. But I think we're going to be we're going to be just below the halfway line in the league. I still think we're going to be in the FA Cup. I think we'll turn over Leicester. I hope so. Otherwise, we've wasted the whole season.
We'll have to.
And I think I do think that Walsh and his colleagues have already tracking the people that we're going to bring in. Now, whether they have the quality, the big names that we're talking about, I don't know. But if they're as good as Garner Gay, I have no problems at all if you've got these guys coming in.
He's got the other lad from Leicester, hasn't he, for European? I mean, off the field that way, we're doing it. But the bottom line is Mashiri. He's got to say, yeah, we'll back it, and he's got to do it.
I'm not sure we're going to have a decision over the stadium. I think that takes a little bit of work, a lot of work.
Well, all they do was December.
There needs to be a signal sent out that's what we're focusing on.
It's supposed to be over the land. If it's not bought by a certain period.
Well, maybe on what the costs are associated with it, and there's lots of parties that got to be involved in that. I mean. Ideally, it's not in the best location for transport, access, etc. And I have to say, the cladding looks really good. I think the old lady looks really good.
I do.
But what I don't understand, and I'm not even talking about Goodison across the top, which you'll get used to, what's going to be inside those columns at the building? At the side?
No, those columns are for the wraparound.
No, but what's going to be inside? It's just going to be left empty. There's going to be a lift inside.
Oh, those ones. No, they're going to have a thing on the top like a light.
Yeah, but what's inside them?
Mashiri's money. Or all the bodies of the players we're getting rid of.
I have a belief. That's where Coney's hiding.
He's operating the torch.
Come out, wherever you are. Yeah.